Welcome to this episode of CPS360 Sports. I'm Hudson Summerall.
And I'm Thomas Eaton, and here's the latest in local sports.
The Kansas City Royals have begun exploring options of a downtown ballpark in Kansas City, CEO John Sherman revealed. Sherman acknowledged at the end of a press conference that the Royals need to start thinking about our plans for a stadium over the next 5 to 10 years. One of those options is downtown, instead of Jackson County, where Kauffman Stadium is currently in the Truman Sports Complex. Kauffman Stadium opened as the Royal Stadium in 1973, and it has been the Royals' home ever since. This idea of a downtown ballpark isn't new, and it's been assumed since Sherman and his group of investors bought the team in 2019 that they would explore this idea. But it will take time. The Royals' current lease at Kauffman Stadium is up in 2031.
On to our other Missouri baseball team, the St. Louis Cardinals have stuck their way into sole possession of the second wildcard spot in the National League after their series sweep against the Brewers. That series pushed them up 3.5 games over the Phillies to win the spot. With 10 games remaining in the regular season, the Cardinals are fighting to keep their spot. The Cardinals have won their last 12 games and are looking to keep the hot streak going through the end of the season. If the Cardinals get the wildcard spot, then they will be playing one game against the Dodgers or Giants to fight their way into the playoffs.
For our first feature story, Luke catches us up on the latest in Rockbridge Softball.
The defending state champions, Rockbridge Softball, faced the Troy Trojans out of St. Louis last Thursday. Last season, the team went 29-0, graduating a whole bunch of standout seniors, like Julian Larkin, Marin Jones, and now Mizzou softball player Maddie Snyder. The Bruins put brand new turf on their field this past offseason. Here's what assistant coach Jeffrey Bezat has to say about that. Your team.
Well, it's allowed us to focus more on practice than actually field work, so that's been the best thing so far. But it is tough because we go to some dirt fields and then we have to go back to turf, and it's obviously easier to play on turf. And so we have to find ways to make sure we focus on the little things even though we're on dirt sometimes.
Sophomore Sydney Fullerton led the game off with a home run. Here's what she has to say about that and her thoughts on the season.
Feeling really excited and ready for this year so we can win districts, and I felt really pumped.
Standout junior Abby Hay has been a standout for the Bruins this year. Here's what she had to say about how playing baseball her life has made softball such a breeze for her. Softball.
Baseball is a quicker game, and I feel like that helps a lot, so you don't have to, you kind of know what to expect too, so.
The Rockbridge Bruins softball team plans to follow in last year's footsteps. They have some help with young standouts in Sydney Fullerton and Abby Hay to fill those gaps.
Meanwhile, the Rockbridge football Bruins beat the Jefferson City Jays 49-34 in a high-scoring game on the road. QB Nathan Dent accounted for 6 of Rockbridge's touchdowns, rushing for 4 and passing for 2. Both of these touchdown passes went to Peyton Messer on 2 deep strike touchdown passes. Peyton Messer also had a 3rd touchdown on a kick return, which sparked an explosive second half for the Bruins. This game was an important win for the Bruins as it marked their 2nd win within the conference this year. The Bruins are looking to make it 3 straight as they take on former Rockbridge coach Joe Collier and the Capital City Cavaliers.
Junior Ella Swindle of Rockbridge recently announced her commitment to play volleyball at the University of Texas. Ella chose Texas over colleges Kentucky and Wisconsin. Ella has competed on the 18U USA volleyball skills team and has been named to the All-State Honors in Missouri each of her high school seasons. Ella has helped the Rockbridge Bruins volleyball team to a record of 23-3 so far on the season. Congrats, Ella. We asked some students what their favorite sports and sports teams were.
And here's what they said.
All right, we're here with Cade. And Cade, what is your favorite sport?
Baseball.
He said baseball. Now, Cade, who do you think is the best player in baseball?
Mike Trout.
Mike Trout. And who's your World Series pick for this year?
Cardinals.
Cardinals. Go Cardinals, baby. What's your name and what's your favorite sport?
My name's Sydney. My favorite sport is softball and baseball.
And what's your favorite baseball team?
San Francisco Giants.
Do you think that the Giants are going to win the World Series this year?
Definitely.
All right, what's your name and what's your favorite sport?
Jeff Renegasti and soccer.
And what's your favorite soccer team?
Manchester City.
Do you think that Manchester City is going to win the league?
Yes, they will win the league. Come on.
Hi, what's your name and favorite sport?
Abby in football.
Who's your favorite football team?
The Chiefs.
You think we're going to win the Super Bowl this year?
Yeah.
Hi, what's your name and favorite sport?
My name is Reese, and my favorite Sport is basketball.
All right, and what's your favorite team and favorite player?
The Brooklyn Nets and Kevin Durant.
All right, and who do you think's winning the finals this year?
The Nets.
Hi, what's your name and favorite sport?
I'm Parker, and I like football.
What's your favorite football team and football player?
I like the Chiefs, and I like Tyreek Hill.
All right, now who do you think's going to win the Super Bowl this year?
I think the Lions got in the bag this year. I think they'll secure it.
Okay.
Now let's take a look at some local highlights. Ben Flink shows us some of the best action from the Rockbridge boys soccer game against Nixa and against Kickapoo.
For the first game of the season, the Rockbridge Bruins varsity soccer team took on Kickapoo. Early in the game, there was a defensive mistake leading to Andrew Copeland scoring the first goal for the Bruins this season and making the score 1-0. They celebrated in a big fashion and really just enjoyed the moment. And then the game got back to play, and it became a very tactical game where the Bruins were playing counter-attacking ball. Right here is a volley from Cooper Allen off of a throw-in. The build-up was great, and it was placed in the corner. Beautiful shot, and the Bruins celebrated again in a nice fashion with a nice little knee slide, and then the game continued, and a few minutes later, Cooper Allen drove up the box and got fouled, making them have a penalty kick. Cooper took it with composure and placed it in the corner. The keeper guessed the right way, but it did not matter. That was not getting saved, and the Bruins kept it rolling. And then a few minutes later, Kickapoo got one back after a series of unfortunate bounces in the box. Halftime came, but a good halftime speech and good tactics led to the Bruins being composed and defending well, making the score 3-1 at the end of the game. Let's go, boys! For the second game of the season, the Bruins took on Nixa. The game was very intense and close, and it started off pretty early with Cooper Allen on a fast break hitting the crossbar off a beautiful shot. So close to going in, so unfortunate, but he came back a few minutes later, took on a defender one-on-one, and after that, he placed the shot straight into the corner. The unsavable, beautiful goal. The game was 1-0 at halftime, and a halftime speech was focused on just defensive play, trying to keep the ball out of the net. But unfortunately, after a beautiful cross and a good shot, the ball went in after a couple bounces, and Nixa made the score 1-1, and that's how the score ended at the end of regulation. So, the game had to go into extra time with the golden goal rule, meaning the next goal wins. And although the Bruins possessed and had more shots and did everything right for the first 5 minutes, after 5 minutes, Nixa got a good shot and placed it perfectly off the post in, nothing the keeper could do. So the game ended 2-1, Nixa over Rockbridge.
Up next, Nick Follett with some more Rockbridge soccer.
The Rockbridge High School JV soccer team faced off against crosstown rival Hickman Cupies on Tuesday, September 21st at Rockbridge Stadium. Both teams have gotten off to a fast start this year and look to continue their success in today's game. Rockbridge had many early chances, including a run down the line by freshman Jake Rogers, who gets past his man. Unfortunately, his cross gets cleared out by the Hickman defense. Rockbridge continued their dominant play throughout the game, causing multiple shots on goal and corner kicks, but were unable to find the back of the net. However, neither did Hickman, as the final score is a 0-0 draw. This moves Rockbridge's record to 7-1-1 on the season, while Hickman goes to 4-1-3. It was alumni night as Rockbridge Softball faced off against rivals Hickman Cupies at home on Thursday, September 23rd. Hickman got a key stop in the bottom of the first as Abby Hay grounds into a fielder's choice to third, ending the inning. Hickman's sack bunt advances the runner to second base, only for the next batter to ground into a rare 4-3-5 double play to end the third inning. It's one of the largest crowds of the year as everyone showed up to see the rivalry. Scoring started in the bottom of the fourth as sophomore Sidney Fullerton hits a deep solo shot to center for Rockbridge, making the score 1-0. This would prove to be the difference as the final score is a low-scoring 1-0 affair. Both teams' next games come into the Liberty Tournament starting tomorrow as they look to bring some hardware back to Columbia.
Major League Baseball is quickly coming to a close. With just over a week left in the regular season, there are still 5 of 10 playoff spots left. The Giants, Dodgers, and Brewers have all clinched in the National League, and the Rays and the White Sox have clinched on the American League side. The White Sox won the American League Central for the first time since 2008. The Dodgers and Giants are in a close race to win the NL West, both teams trying to avoid playing in the one-game wildcard game, which potentially would be against the red-hot St. Louis Cardinals, who have won 12 straight. The MLB playoffs are set to start on October 5th.
In the Thursday night primetime matchup between the Panthers and the Texans, the Panthers cruised to an easy 24-9 victory to improve to 3-0 on the season. But for Panthers fans, the victory wasn't worth it. They lost 3 key players to injury last night. Defensively, they lost rookie cornerback J.C. Horn to a broken foot and veteran safety Justin Burris to a groin injury. But the big headline is that young star running back Christian McCaffrey left the game with a hamstring injury. He is to undergo further testing to find out the severity, but as of now, his status for the rest of the season is in question. Now we have highlights from the Sunday night Chiefs vs. Ravens game, with the Ravens coming out victorious 36-35. As you can see, the Chiefs started off this game quick with an interception returned for a touchdown by Tyrann Mathieu that put the Chiefs up 7-0. And then later the game, Mahomes, dancing around in the pocket, tossed a deep shot up to Demarcus Robinson, who scored the second Chiefs touchdown of the day. And then Patrick Mahomes delivered a short route to Byron Pringle, and Byron Pringle worked upfield to do the rest, scoring the fourth Chiefs touchdown on the day. And then finally, Patrick Mahomes threw another short route to Kelsey, and Kelsey ended up taking it all the way to the house. The Chiefs ultimately ended up falling short in this game, losing by 1, 35-36, but they're looking to bounce back next week.
And here's some highlights from the Mizzou game this weekend.
Mizzou football hosted Southeast Missouri State on Saturday, September 18th in their second home game of the season. Mizzou got out to a fast start, scoring a touchdown on their first drive on this 49-yard touchdown run by Tyler Beatty. On their second drive of the game, Connor Bazelak drops it off to Tyler Beatty, who again gets in the end zone for 6. The Tigers would score 8 touchdowns on their 10 drives of the game. Connor Bazelak and Tyler Beatty highlighted the Tiger offense, each totaling 3 touchdowns. On this pass, Connor Bazelak hits Deontay Smith for a touchdown in the end zone. The Tigers go up 21-0. And on this play, Connor Bazelak throws it to Chance Looper, who takes it 52 yards to the house for his first touchdown as a Tiger. Mizzou won the game 59-28.
Well, that wraps up this episode of CPS360 Sports. I'm Hudson Summerall.
And I'm Thomas Eaton. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.